the regulator to keep increasing the user development fee. So actually, it's the flying public of India that are paying for this. Priority 8, innovation, research and development. Grand words, these are just grand words. The finance minister seems to have forgotten that most entrepreneurs register their product and software IPs in foreign countries like the US, since IP registration system for patents is a complete failure in our country. Unless you fix patent registration, this is not going to happen. The last priority she talks about is next generation reforms. This is also another Jamla. She says, I propose to earmark a significant part of a 50-year interest-free loan for competitive federalism. So this is double speak. We'll keep this money in our pocket. If Nitish ji and Chandrababu ji see through our Jumla and they make a big fuss, we'll have some additional funds to keep them happy and to keep the government going. Finally, I have to mention one interesting fact, and I hope that the Treasury benches will have the patience to hear me out. Please. I wholly agree with the Finance Minister on one thing. The budgets for the CBI and the ED have been reduced this year, and I was wondering why. Is it because the voters didn't like the fact that you were using the CBI and the ED to go after the opposition and file fake affidavits? Or is it because you have outsourced the CBI and the ED completely to a businessman in Ahmedabad who's controlling the whole thing? Why have you reduced it? Number one, the former Maharashtra Home Minister highlighted how BJP leaders and agencies have threatened him to filing a fake affidavit. In the case of Sandesh Khali in West Bengal, the women have confirmed on video that BJP leaders forced them to file fake statements. Similarly, I'm told in my matter, Mr. Adani on October 16, 2023, got my friend to his office in Ahmedabad and threatened him with dire consequences to file a fake affidavit. Actually, it was Mr. Adani's in-law, Mr. Cyril Shroff, who filed the fake affidavit and forced him to sign it. Even today, every mid-level official in Adani's office calls mid-level officials in the CBI and says, 161 statement change karaiye, aapka sir ko bulaiye, madam ke against mein statement dijiye. I am telling the CBI via you, madam, please take a 164 statement once and for all. Don't keep calling back people at Adani's behest to change 161 statements to implicate me. It's going to get you nowhere. Let us reduce the CBI and the ED budget to zero. Let us, Mr. Adani, pay the full 1,500 crores. Let us outsource it completely to him. End of story. In short, this Kursi Bajao budget is a desperate attempt by the government to stick its head in the sand and act like that the mandate of 2024 never happened. But the coming days are going to prove the instability of this government and the inefficacy of its economic policy. We wait for that day. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you.
माननीय सदस्य
specific allegation against the government and the particular business house, and she has been tortured like anything. The matter may be referred to the privilege committee. Suo privilege committee has to take action on this. Because very serious allegation. A member of parliament is being tortured by a business house, and still it is being doing. That has to be looked into by the privilege committee. The privilege of
सभापति महोदया, ये जिस केस के बारे में जिक्र कर रही हैं, वो लोकपाल पर मेरा केस है। मेरा केस है, मैंने कंप्लेन किया है, मेरे कंप्लेन पर वो केस है। वो मामला सब जुडिस है, उसको सीबीआई और ईडी इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है, और इसीलिए इस सदन में नो क्या, ये मेरा केस है, लोकपाल पर मैंने जो है कंप्लेन किया हुआ है, और ये केस मेरे ऊपर है, इसीलिए मैं यहाँ बैठा हुआ हूँ। ये कुछ भी हो रहा है तो दर्शन हीरानंदानी को यदि हिम्मत है जिसके बारे में ये बात कर रही है, उसको हिंदुस्तान में आके सीबीआई उसको बुला रही है, वो आ क्यों नहीं रहा है?
माननीय सदस्य श्री अरुण नेहरू जी।